Alright, we got 10,
10,
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome everybody to the Chicago Comedy Hour! Some fresh beats being supplied by none other than Jimmy Bless. He'll also be supplying everyone with beers tonight. So let's give it up for the Jim Bob. Oh my God, we got a hot lineup for you all tonight. Okay, we'll start with a little bit of solo work. We get into some improv, then we'll slide very nicely into some stand-up. And then we can plop into the pool that is music, followed by your consistent favorites and headliners, the Chicago Comedy Hour. Oh, man, what a week. It's Wednesday, and today felt like the longest day ever. And excuse me, I'm sorry, what's going on? Sharing this. That's right, he's sharing it. That's a very important thing. You can like and share this, and everyone in this room right now, we're going to give you 5 seconds, or as much time as you need. 5 official seconds to share. 5,
make noise.
4, 3, 2, 1. That's okay, take your time. Everyone's sharing, that's how we get it around. That's how we get the cool opportunity here for everybody to come down and have a great freaking time. So, like I said, it's been a long day. I'd hate to make it any longer. Let's get straight. What do you mean?
It's been a long day. Usually there's a reason.
I wish I could tell you. I wish I could tell you.
One of those long days.
Yesterday was so fast, and today it was 3:30. I said it feels like it's 8 o'clock. That's fair. And then I remembered I would be here at 8, so it couldn't be. Anyways, without any further ado, let's put some hands together, huh? A little slow clap. Uh-oh. For the one, the only, doing some solo, Phoebe Claire Perry!
When I say cherry, you say valley. Cherry!
Valley!
Cherry!
Valley!
All right, Cherry Valley 4th graders. I'm your professional substitute teacher. Okay, and for Miss Montoya. And we got a bleak lookout, okay, everybody? I don't know you, you don't know me. Let's keep it that way. Okay, everybody? All right, everybody, Miss Montoya, who is no longer among us. She didn't die, she's just in Vegas! Gotcha! When you're a 4th grader, you gotta stand your toes. Okay, everybody. Miss Montoya tells me that you're in the middle of CRT. Okay, anybody raise your hand with you? Who knows what that is? It's a standardized test. Okay, tell me what that is. Oh, it's the government trying to approximate your worth to the global economy. How would I know? Because I have no worth. Okay, everybody. Miss Montoya says over here on the sheet that you guys need your pencils and your booklets. Okay, everybody? Okay, who here has their, okay, let's do a little politics up front, shall we? So a little politics up front. Okay, who here brought a number 2 pencil? Okay, who here brought a number 1 pencil? Think outside the box. Let's get moving, Cherry Valley! All right, everybody knows the same, right? Okay, that's it. My name is Phoebe Perry.
And this is a Fern competing on The Bachelor. Who I think shouldn't be brought back next week. That's easy. Ficus. Yeah, I said it. She's fake, waxy, and I hate her leaves. Yeah, I'm not here to make ferns. Okay, and then this is an 8-year-old I know.
Hi! I'm Rachel. I'm 8 years old, and today I met a dog. I met a dog! Did you hear that? I met a dog! Did you meet a dog? I bet you didn't meet a dog, but you did actually. Actually, Chicago's full of dogs. It's a city of dogs, city of angels, but city of dogs. My name is Rachel, R-A-C-H-A-E-L, and on April 13, 2013, my sister died! But today I met a dog! I met a St. Bernard dog, and I don't know if you guys know, but I have a 180 species of dog book that we know of. And my favorite dog of all is St. Bernard. And do you know why? Okay, I'll tell you why. It's because they have long, fluffy ears, and my sister was hit by an oncoming Chevy Tahoe. It was a hit and run, so we still don't know who did it! We're looking for the killer. I really want a dog more than anything else. Specifically, I was a St. Bernard puppy, but my mom said we can't have a dog. So we can't have a dog right now because I can barely take care of myself, Rachel, let alone a dog. My name is Rachel, R-E-C-H-A-E-L. It means light, and my family really needs that right now. If I'm going to do anything with my whole life, I want to have a St. Bernard sanctuary, because did you know where St. Bernards are from? They're from the Swiss-Italian Alps. And I'm from Chicago! So I think they'd be really happy at my house. And I have to have it at my mom's house because she said I can never leave her side. So, we're going to have it at my house. So what will happen is people will be like, I don't want Mr. Bernard. They'll put it on the St. Bernard in my house. So I'll have every St. Bernard everywhere. And they'll be under the kitchen island, and they'll be in the closets, and they'll be in my dad's crying spot, and they'll be in and most importantly, where they'll be is in my room. So that when I wake up from the nightmares that started on April 13, 2013, I'll wake up to dog licks! Do you guys know how to spell hemorrhaging? H-E-M-O-R-G-G-I-N-G. If you forget, just read the coroner's report! This is a cartoon, a children's PBS cartoon hot dog named Featherbottom Poopy Pants, who compliments children. Okay. Good morning, children! I'm Featherbottom Poopy Pants, and you are beautiful. I'm Featherbottom Poopy Pants. I'm Featherbottom Poopy Pants. I'm Featherbottom, 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 Featherbottom. Technology is your future. You're gonna make a lot of money someday, kid. Featherbottom Poopy Pants. Your eyebrows are delicious. Featherbottom Poopy Pants. You're the essence of fun. Featherbottom Poopy Pants. Oh, Featherbottom, 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 Featherbottom. You smell like vanilla. Featherbottom Poopy Pants. Those glasses match your face shape. Oh, Featherbottom Poopy Pants. Your essence is kind now, Featherbottom Poopy Pants. You are enough. Oh, Featherbottom Poopy Pants. Oh, Featherbottom, you exceed expectations. Featherbottom, 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 Featherbottom Poopy Pants. Out. Song, and the song is, do you guys know that one song by Tom Petty that goes, it's that one song where he goes, he doesn't like that girl, but she is really good. She goes, she's a good girl. Yeah. Okay, well this is a song about someone who lost out on me. Okay, so it's called Phoebe is the best girl. Okay. And I am Phoebe, if anyone forgot. She's a good girl, she mends her own clothes. She's a good girl, she pays her rent on the 31st. She's a good girl, she wakes up on time. She's a good girl, but I lost her because I'm a bad boy. I like to skateboard, I'm a bad boy. I can't write in cursive. I'm a bad boy. I think brushing teeth's for losers. I'm a bad boy. I won't take off my pants because I think I have too many cysts on my butt. Oh my gosh, she's a good girl. I wanted to hold my hand at an indie movie that I took her to. But what I meant to do is show her that I was smarter than she was. Cause I'm a bad boy, I have no cognition of reality or what is even real. Cause I'm a bad boy, I ripped the sides of my t-shirt so you can see my gangly arms go like the man at the car salesman shop. Oh, Phoebe, look how good at improv I am. I'm I'm a bad boy. Listen again, girl. She has one tattoo on her head because that's a friendship tattoo. She's a bad girl. She didn't pick up on clues. She's a bad girl because he tried to break up with her 4 times, and she was just like, "That's so weird." We're not meant to be, but it's okay. Because she's sitting in front of strangers who are now friends. Hi, Teresa.
Hey, what's up?
And that's all I have.
Let's give it one more time for Phoebe. Lots to unpack, lot to think about there. I spent the majority of it enjoying it, but also using my mind. Trying to answer your question, why did I have a slow day? Could be any number of things. Could be that I did not see a St. Bernard puppy today. Or a full-grown one. Could be that someone was in my crying spot, which, if you're wondering, is the stall in the bathroom. There are only 2 of them. Guess. A third option for why it went slow is the fact that I didn't have a whole lot to do today. So I just kind of stared at the clock.
Yeah.
That seems like the least likely option, though. Anyways.
Do you get to watch TV at work?
No, I make TV at work.
Oh.
That's
It's
cool.
not real TV, though. It's fake TV.
Fake news.
Fake news? I think somebody later in the show has something to say about fake news.
Scott Meyer.
It could be Scott Meyer. I don't know. Maybe. We'll find out. Anyways. Is Fur Baby here? That's really what this is leading up to. I'm buying a lot of time. Well, in place of Fur Baby, because they are not here,
Just as good.
it's time for us to pick a theme. I don't know how this works. I don't do this often.
I hope it's bananas.
Explain what. Anyways, what's going on here is we've got a nice little Homer Bingo thing that's been repurposed as a place for us to have suggestions for a theme night that we have once every month.
It's good.
And it's coming up in 2 weeks. So we're giving you guys plenty of advance notice to get your butts here. I think I'm ready. All I hope is that it's better than last time.
What was last time?
This is a good one. Last time was women and children first. I think we did a good job with it. I think we'll do a better job with this one. Onesies. Oh my God. Anyways, I'll go to Target and I'll pick out a nice onesie. But who we've got next is not wearing a onesie, I don't think. Is that a onesie?
No.
No. So let's give it up for some stand-up from our good friend, Scott Meyer.
Oh,
It's all good to go. Top.
All right. Hello, everyone. How's everybody doing? Cool. This is a very interesting concept to me because I can see, you know, dozen people, but potentially millions are watching right now. So hi to all my fans. Possibly hi to my grandpa who will not like this set. I was like, I should share it with everybody. And then I was like, you have relatives. Tell them to watch it. Some of you are cool. If you're watching this, that's you guys. Anyway, so I've been thinking a lot recently. I think I'm officially like a small town dude. Like, I love the city. I love being in the city. But it took coming to the city for me to realize how country I really am. You know, because like when you're a kid and you're at home and you're like, I'm not a redneck. Like, that guy doesn't have sleeves. Man, he's a fucking redneck. I'm a cool, like, hip, intelligent person. This will be great. And then you get here and you hear like 5 little kids who are like, yeah, I only drink Perrier. And you're like, I'm a country guy. Like, fuck those guys. Like, No fucking way. Like, that makes me think that we have too many people when they're kids who are like, I only drink Perrier. You're like, oh god. Like, I don't know. Money is great, and like having money is fine. I hope to have a shitload of it. That's like my goal. But like, if my kid ever says I will only drink Perrier, I am going to hit them. Just once, just to let them know that that's not okay. It's like when you try and walk out in the street and your dad is like, no, you can't walk in the street, you'll get hit by a car. It's that with Perrier. That's my fucking line in the sand. I don't know why I picked it. No one knows. That's my line in the sand. Like, that's an adult beverage. I feel like the line in the sand, like in the past, like when people get too rich and there's like a big revolution. I feel like for Russia, it was Fabergé eggs. You know? Like the moment someone presented the Tsar with an egg covered in jewels and made out of gold, and there were people looking and they're like, I don't have normal eggs. I think we gotta kill all of them. Like, it's time to kill. Like, the next big one will be water for sure. It's like the moment someone's like, I'm thirsty, and Nestle's like, oh, no. We have to bottle this up, relabel it Perrier, and sell it to rich kids in Chicago. Then there will be a revolution. I like small town shit just because it's fun. Like, okay, one thing that'll restore your faith in humanity is when you're walking and you see one of those bikes with 7 people being steered by one person on like a pub crawl. Do you guys know what those are? Have people seen those? Okay. You only see them in the shittiest parts of cities, but that was definitely a redneck invention. Like, there's no way that was a guy with a degree and like a big whiteboard, like sketching it all out. That was a guy with like a dozen half bikes in his yard. It's like, I think I can make a super bike. What are we gonna do on it? I'm gonna make everybody else pedal, and I'm gonna steer. And we're going to bars. Like, one of the last times I went home, I went to the Delco Fair, Delaware County Fair. Give it up. It was amazing. I got to see where UFC begins. So you obviously don't start on the TV. You're not even in the UFC. You're in MMA. And it starts at fairs. And you get to see people with records like 1 and 2 face a guy with a record of not having fought ever yet. And that is the fight. And it was awesome. And it was like real cheap beer. And I hit on the beer girl, so she was giving us a discount. And we're sitting there betting on all the fights. The problem was it was like too easy to pick who's gonna win. If you just look at the 2 guys, you'd be like, oh, that guy's gonna win. Everybody does, of course. I'm like, all right, what round you got? Probably first round. That guy's gonna kick the shit out of the other. Okay, we gotta break that down into segments. So we were betting on like 30-second segments of how long. Because you see a dude who's an athlete, you're like, he's gonna fucking shit stuff that guy. This isn't even close. It was crazy, but the best thing happened when there was a guy there and his opponent dropped out. So, what do? You get a guy with a microphone and you send him to the middle of the ring. And he says this, and I'm quoting, "Who here loves fighting?" And everyone goes, "Yeah!" "Who here knows how to fight?" And everyone's like, "Yeah!" "Who here wants $500? And like, most people knew what was happening at that point. But like a dozen dudes were like, "Yeah!" And so they all walked over to, I assume, the beer cart, and then somebody signed a thing saying, "If I die, that's on me." And then this just unshaved, overweight moron just hops in the ring, wearing jean shorts and a t-shirt because he didn't bring fighting gear, and he hops into the fucking ring with a fighter. And the guy who he's fighting just looks, and so we've all taken bets. We're like 5 seconds for sure. But this guy's like, this is my chance to show off, because he knows he can't get hit by that guy. So he just runs a clinic where it's like, 1, 2, 3, kick you in the head. And then just fucking over and over. And the guy stood for 5 minutes. He got kicked in the head. I know, it was incredible. And then they ding the bell to be like, oh, the round's almost over. So the fighter leans forward. The guy takes a really bad hit, punches him in the face. The fighter laughs and knocks him unconscious. And everybody cheered so loud. And they woke him up, and that guy was a hero. Like, oh my God, he stood and everything, and shuffled off with his concussion. You know the concussion led him to spend all that money at the bar that night on everyone who would hear his story. I think I had him. Oh my God. It was great though. That was fun redneck shit. I love that kind of stuff. At one point they had to like wait for the announcements because the tractor pull next to it was too loud and they couldn't hear who was fighting next. They also don't check for like people on meth at those. One of the guys was totally on meth. It was just like, strung out, dude. Another fun like small town thing. I worked at a small bar. I suppose this could definitely happen anywhere. But I worked at a small bar in my town, and it was one of those like when you're working, you're also the bouncer and everything like that. Like you're the bartender, bouncer, the whole deal. And I got there, and it was my first night, and it was also St. Patty's Day. So floor planning for that part of it. I was just like, okay, like I've been trained on a Monday, and then they're like, it's Saturday night, it's St. Patty's, best of luck. So I got there and I was with like the head bartender dude, so he kind of knows what's going on. So it's the two of us, and we're there, and I'm outside, and a guy pulls up in a cab, and then he gets out of the cab, and he was a Hispanic dude, and he hops out, and then a good old boy, white guy, racist piece of shit, tosses a slur at him. Right, bad start. So I'm like, fuck you, you're out. And the guy was like, what? And then he wanted to fight us, and the dude who hopped out was a UFC fighter, by the way. So this is the first 2 hours of my shift. So he's a UFC fighter, so we're about to fight. So I kick those guys out. I'm like, dude, just come on inside. Let me get you a shot at St. Patty's Day. So we go inside, and we have a shot. And then the head bartender walks up to me and goes, just so you know, I'm dating the UFC fighter's ex. And he's been to our house before trying to fight me. So you're going to have to take care of this guy on that. And I was like, not a problem. I've been here for a little bit. So we do a shot of Patron because St. Patty's Day. And then we keep doing shots and things are fine. And then all of a sudden, from one shot to the next, the one shot is like, I love this guy, this is great. And then he takes one more shot and all of a sudden he starts walking towards the back of the bar, hitting himself in the head, screaming, he stole my wife! And then, right? Like, that's not a good turn. I was like, oh no. So he's out on the back porch punching slats out of a fence. UFC, you get it. And I have to go out back and be like, hey man, like, you can't do that. Like, you gotta go. And he's like, I'm gonna kill him. And I was like, I know you gotta kill him, but like, if you're gonna hit him, you have to hit me first, and you love me. And he's like, oh, dude. I was like, you don't want to hit me. He's like, I don't want to hit you. I was like, okay, then you gotta go, or you're gonna get arrested. He's like, okay, I'll go. And so I got him calmed down, and then he goes inside, forgets that conversation happens, and passes out in the women's bathroom. He got very arrested, extra arrested. And that was my first day, and then like the owner after that, like that was the worst thing that ever happened there. Like, 'cause it's St. Patty's, the worst day to be a bartender ever. But after that, she was like, "You're done training. Like that's it. You have it covered." Oh, that was I like thinking about that. Sorry. I currently have also I think a lot about I hate rich people. Who hates rich people? Everybody? Nobody? Oh man, you got money, don't you? Your face got all concerned. Hate rich people? Okay, I have some wealthy friends. I think all right. There's specific rich people I don't mind, but like in general, like I'm not a fan just because it's like you got too much shit and like you should share that with everybody else, right? Like we should do that. We should be a little sharing. I'm not saying go full on socialism, but we should go full on socialism. Like, we should not have to be like, I'm gonna die sooner because I'm poor. Like the AIDS drug guy, remember that, where he like spiked the rates on everything? He's in jail now. Did you hear about that? He went to jail because he's a piece of shit. Fuck that guy. I don't know. That rant's not really going anywhere. I just hate them and I feel the world should know. Do you know now? You understand? I'm coming for you, rich people. I'm gonna take your stuff. What if we just had like a part where it's like if you have more than $10 million, you have to like put your name into like the purge drawing every year, where it's like fucking the Hunger Games where you go in and it's like you can buy your own like kits that drop down, but every time you pay for something, like anything that comes to help you, we take all that money and educate poor people. Kind of a catch-22, isn't it? We want to be alive, but not if we all know. There'd be like one really buff rich dude who just every year goes and wins. Just, And you know what? He would be a redneck. That is exactly what he would be. He'd be the guy who gets in there and is like, 2 sticks. I'm making a double bat. I don't know. I winged that one. I apparently don't have the improv chops. What do you make with 2 sticks? 2 sticks! Fuck. Shit. It's still sticks. Okay, this is a risky turn, but I want to do it, so I'm gonna do it. Let's do it. Let's go big internet now. Anybody who jumps in halfway, you don't know that I'm joking, so to tell you now, tell your friends, this is not me. Alright, so I got a religious pamphlet. Does anybody else get handed the religious pamphlets? Do you know these? I love them. Love them. They're very fun. Lots of research has gone into these, as you can tell. They always have verses and stuff to quote. My favorite one I ever got, I found it in an Arby's bathroom on my way to Nebraska. So that's pretty cool. And it just said, death penalty, yes or no, on the cover. And it had the Grim Reaper. And I was like, huh, I've got a few minutes. And so just started to read it. And it starts with the whole, it's very pro-death penalty. It's very, like, we gave everyone a chance, and then they should repent, and then we should still kill them. It was intense. I didn't see that coming. And then they decided to take a real tough left turn, and they just go, but you know who we shouldn't penalize? Babies. We should not have abortions. So did you know, this is from the thing, did you know in the U.S., since 1970, there's been 7,000 in numbers, million in letters, abortions in the United States. 7,000 million. And I was like, holy shit, this is a bigger problem than I thought. Because that is 7 billion abortions, okay? And there have been like 350 million people in the U.S. since that time. So that's like 20 per person. And then like 49% of people are guys, so it's none for us. And it's 40 per woman. And I was like, oh my God, we gotta fix this. And then you remember that some of the women were too young and some were too old the whole time. So we're down to 65 million women who have had, or no, it's down to 110 million women who have had 66 2/3 abortions apiece. And I was like, my God, why am I at Arby's? People need to know this. And some people won't have them because it's awful to kill a child. I get it, you know, you don't want to do that. But that means the ones willing to do it have had 107.7 abortions apiece. That is 1 every 2 months for 18 years. Who has the time? And it was at that moment in the Arby's bathroom, I found myself praying and saying, dear God, we got to start teaching this in school. All right, thank you very much.
Oh my God, hell yeah. Scott Meyer, everybody. Oh, that kind of math reminds me of a time where I did very poor math, and I did it with improv friends, so never do math with improv friends. My friend convinced me that if we gave everyone in the world a salary of, or it was something about if all of the people with a salary of $100,000 gave like $4 or $2 or something ridiculous like that, we could feed and clothe and house everyone. And he showed me all of the math. And I thought I was like a fairly smart dude, and so I looked at it, I was like, fuck, dude, that checks out. That checks out. We've got, like, we got to do something. We got to take this to a senator or like a congressman. What is the level? And he was like, right? Isn't it fucked up? But they won't do anything because they just want to keep us down. So I went home and I thought about it all night. I thought about it, and then like the next day, I was like, dude, we gotta do something about this. Is that like, let me look at that map again. And I looked at the map again, and I said, fuck, dude, still checks out. So I looked at it twice, got it wrong twice. Then I took it to a friend who leans very far right. I said, check it out, dude, this is gonna change everything. And he goes, you fucking idiots, you left off 2 zeros. AKA, the wealthiest people in the world would have to give $1 million or something ridiculous. I don't know how it went. It was back in the day. All I'm saying is, don't do math while you're doing comedy. It's terrible. Hopefully, Kate and Beach aren't doing either of those things. Let's give it up for them. I think they're going to do a little music.
Yeah! We're not going to do any math.
No.
Woo! God bless.
Please.
Yeah.
Can I get an amen?
Amen.
No math.
Yeah.
Yes, welcome. I have to commiserate with Scott here for a second because my first night ever as a server was the second to last Blackhawks game. And it was like the second day that it was nice in Chicago, like after the summer or after the winter. And I had the patio. They gave me the patio on the second to last Blackhawks game. And it was a wristband night, and they didn't tell me, like, don't worry about separating stuff, so here I am freaking out trying to separate. So I had a pretty rough night, too, so I get it, man. Yeah. Yeah. So we're Kate and Beach.
Yeah. We're going to sing some songs, and then we have a video at the end.
What?
Yeah, can you believe it?
What?
I know.
That we're humming it.
Yes.
So you're getting a little preview of the soundtrack.
Yeah. So I guess let's start. I was scared of dentists and the dark. I was scared of pretty girls and starting conversations. All my friends are turning green. You're the magician's assistant in their dreams. They come unstuck. Lady running down to the riptide, take it away to the dark side. Be your left-hand man. I love you when you're singing that song. I'm gonna lump in my throat 'cause you're gonna sing the words wrong. Cause it's gonna be that thing you're like. This guy decided to quit his job and head to Los Angeles. This cowboy is running on himself. And she's been living on the highest shelf. They come unstuck. Lady running down to the riptide, take it away to the dark side. Be your left-hand man. I love you when you're singing that song. I'm gonna lump in my throat.
Flags and numbers and don't do math and we're gonna sing the words.
Wolf.
wrong.
I just gotta know if you're gonna stay. I just gotta know. I can't have it any other way. They say she's testing for the screen. Closest thing to Michelle Pfeiffer that you've ever seen. Running down to the riptide, take it away to the dark side. I'm gonna be your left-hand man. I love you when you're singing that song, and I'm gonna lump in my throat 'cause you're gonna sing the words wolf. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. we have another one.
We do.
All right.
Just one more. And then a little
A little video.
video. Woo. Careful.
Thank you.
We like the danger of the stools.
Yeah.
I like it. It's very title.
Okay, here we go.
I eat my dinner in the bathtub, then I go to sex clubs, watching freaky people getting it on. Doesn't make me nervous, if anything I'm restless. Yeah, I've been around and I've seen it all. Get home, I got the munchies, binge on all my Twinkies, throw up in the tub and I go to sleep. Drink up all my money, tasting kind of but you're gone and I gotta
Stay, all I wanna do is stay high by the beach, high by the beach, high by the beach. All I wanna do is stay high, baby, baby, bye bye. The truth is I never bought into your bullshit, but you would contribute to me, cause I know that. All I wanted to do was stay high all the time, keep you off my mind.
looking at you, looking at me. I know you don't understand. You can be a bad motherfucker, but that don't make you a man. Now you're just another one of my problems, because you died out of hand.
We won't survive. We're sinking into the sand. High, baby, baby, bye bye. All I wanted to do was stay high by the beach. Stay high, baby, baby, bye bye. The truth is I never bought into your bullshit, but you would pay tribute to me, cause I know that. All I wanted to do was stay high all the time, keep you off my mind.
Singing in one lake within, where the fun ain't got no end. Can't go home alone again, need someone to numb the pain. Spend my days lost in a haze, trying to forget your face, but I fall back down
Gotta stay.
all the time to keep you off my mind. All the time to keep you off my mind.
The truth is I never bought into your bullshit, but you would pay tribute to me, cause I know that.
All I wanted to do was stay
High all the time to forget I'm missing you. Yeah. Thank you very much. So that's all the songs we have. But now, if you can believe it, we have a video. And correct me if I'm wrong. Is this a Chicago Comedy Hour first?
Yes.
Is that a video played?
It is.
Besides the theme song.
It absolutely is, yeah.
Wow. Well,
Wow.
I don't want to freak everyone out, but this is history.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this video is called Date Night. I directed it and wrote it and shot it, and we are in the music. It stars John Polking and Elise Saraki, I think. And Jordan Lee Cohen.
Oh.
All favorites. I'm
It's
sure I've been here
it's
before.
well, I won't say anything else. I made it.
Yeah.
I've seen
How
this
are we doing?
Ready to go.
Okay. Well, please enjoy Date Night.
And you can see
it.
Oh my god, that was so great. Phenomenal. Oh my god, delightful. Everybody, that was fantastic. I recognize one of the songs, which is great for me because my hit rate's usually far lower than that. And it's by Tove Lo. Sure is. I love Tove Lo, and it is not because she showed her boobs at Lollapalooza. She does that very frequently. She can do whatever she wants. It's her body. But she has fucking pipes, dude. Oh my god.
Her and Vin Diesel.
Oh, well, man.
Good singers.
Can I get a little? We'll do it after. We'll do it after. I love me a little bit of Vin Diesel singing "It Ain't Me" with Kygo and Selena Gomez, and you should too. Anyways, we're at that time of the night where we get the house team up here, so let's get them all up.
They're dangerous.
Oh, you're so strong!
All right, all right. Woo! What's up? What's up? What's up? Hey.
Should we
Hey.
get a suggestion?
Yeah. That's how we start generally.
Oh.
Dog, fucking locked out of a fucking show.
Woo!
That's a suggestion.
Yeah!
I'm gonna figure out how to get that down here.
I
Yes,
Does it?
I've been outside for like 15 minutes.
Should text to somebody.
I did. Somebody got some shit.
You should have showed up on time! You should
Dude,
have.
I yelled in the window. Did you want to see the
I'm
noise?
not even gonna lie, dude. I heard that and I was like, I thought he was having issues because we were playing a video at the same time, and I was like, next
All right,
time
come on.
I'm bring it
Next
up.
to the
Hey,
suggestion.
you know what? You need a beer. You know what? You need a beer and you need a watch. You need a beer and watch. But what I'll do is I'll get you a beer.
Hey, everybody's gonna round of applause for the guy who literally was sitting outside after the show.
It'll be in your window. Here, I'm gonna open it up for you.
Alright, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Stick around after however much we have left.
Oh, love
Alright.
it. Okay.
Let's get on. Let's
get on.
go with that suggestion. Locked out of the house. Let's
Locked out of the house. I don't want to let him in.
I don't want to let him in either.
I'm not gonna let him in.
He deserves to be out there. That was harsh on my part. I take that back.
Well, Mom, I mean, he does this every time.
Sweetheart, you think I'm just going to let him back in and ruin our lives again?
Ah, time after time.
He's very pretty. Ah!
Oh, not again. Grandma's ring, Jesus.
I've missed it. My hand misses it. Oh, what? This time it's going to be, we're going to get married? You don't know or you do know? Yeah, we're getting,
One word.
yes, yes, we're getting married. No, we're not getting married, and you're wimping out, and you're gonna run away on our wedding night again.
I hate when you renew your vows.
We spent I'm gonna open the window.
Oh, for God's sakes! Here we go again. Open the window.
Okay, Samantha, that's harsh. It's your father after all.
That's enough! That's enough! Yeah! You can't laugh me out, and you're never getting this back on.
You just ate it. We're gonna have to go to the hospital, Jim.
Not for 4 to 5 hours.
We're gonna have to go to the hospital. You were right, Samantha. I gave you too hard a time.
This is exactly why I have such bad commitment issues. Is the father.
You're in high school. It's all right. You'll work it out.
High school is the foundation of your relationships.
Oh God, that
I don't know who
explains
told you
everything.
that.
And the seed is your parents. And the seed is your parents.
I think I need to spend some time outside.
Help me out the window. Jim, help me. Made it out the window. Fair. Don't let her back in. Don't let her back in. You pull this every time, Samantha.
Let's do this. Let's see. You ready? Is she looking? Is she looking? Is she looking? Does she see it?
I feel like this is a bonding moment and I hate it. No, I deserve that. What did I do in high school to merit this? Oh, God. What did I do?
So,
Dad, I just feel like there's a transition so much between Mom and you, and I don't feel a stability in my life. But you know what?
no, I don't. What?
I think it's a good source for me to blame everything else that goes wrong in my life over. I'll
No,
open
I'm
my
very
purse.
into that.
Lot of money. I'm beginning to think you and Mom have a sick relationship.
So you can walk out of the house.
I do. Mr.
Oh.
Locksmith.
If you want, you can come stay in my Mazda. It's fine. It's small, but you can have car sleeping in the house.
It reminds me of high school.
What, Mazda?
Yeah, I spent many a night zooming, you know what I mean?
Less stories, more money.
Okay, well,
You got money.
I've got tons of money.
I have Mazda. It's full of gas. You can take key. Boom.
Are you selling me a car? Or are you
I sell
letting
you
it?
car right now. You have no home. I buy you home and car.
Wait,
Come on,
if you're
come on,
buying me,
business,
if
business.
you're buying,
I'm Craigslist business owner. Let's go. Come on, I have many things to sell.
don't you dare point at a window.
It's
That's
a,
all I'm
it's a
saying.
microwave window. What are you talking about?
Oh,
What do you not like? It's brand new.
I have.
Come on.
I have
come
window
on.
issues. I can deal with the car. All the windows are intact,
What
but
do you mean? Window issues? What is it?
it's a metaphor for my heart.
It's American issue. American.
It's just. It's.
USA. I'm from USA. Don't
I'm
worry.
gonna sit down on your chaise lounge here.
$2 to sit down. Come on.
Oh,
I
I got $2.
have Venmo. I have Craigslist cash.
That was
Very
$1. You want the other?
Sure, of course.
Okay. So
Talk to me. I'm
you're such a
an,
good listener.
Speech therapist, vocal therapist.
Oh, are you a relationship therapist?
Please, hand down.
I'm not trying to hit on you. I'm very married.
Yes, no.
Well, I'm almost married. Well, it's complicated because we were renewing our vows and then we broke up. And he took his grandma's, my ring, his grandma's ring.
I wish that we didn't. I wish. I threw it in. I wish. One coin, Roger.
I wish we didn't have to go to work tomorrow. That's not such a big wish.
Shit, that's way better than mine, dude.
What was yours?
Oh. Honestly, I wish I had $5, and I realized the irony
Because yeah, a quarter. You wish you could find $4.75. That's what you wish for.
Yeah, but like crisp, you know. Ever since I got that sleek new 8-unit washer dryer, I don't need those quarters anymore. Oh.
Mr. Bragger, Mr. Bragger.
I'm so sorry.
It's a nice combo. It's a nice combo.
There you are, Mr. Complimenter.
I'll take that. I'll take that compliment.
Whoa. Tables have turned.
Like a fountain. Fountain's turned. I can throw in a coin.
Yeah. You got a coin. Yeah.
Got $1.
Oh, did you wish?
I wished for $6.
Yeah.
Now I get 5 if I get it.
Smart. Yes. I don't know. How did you fail out of dental school? I don't understand.
Here's the thing with dental school is that they are so about the rules, and I'm like, all right, there are a lot of schools of thought here as far as dentistry in the world. You know, you've got Bolivia, you've got Russia, you've got France, and the U.S. They are just so fucking blinders on. They got blinders on. They're like horses. No way.
And don't forget Trinidad and Tobago.
What do they do?
Oh, they just rip them all out. Just rip them all out. They're a strictly liquid diet. Very strange place. Went there, took a cab I shouldn't have taken, ended up in a drug lord's house, had to pay him a large sum of money.
Shit, that's
yeah.
smart. Just pull them all out. It's like if you take a bullet out of a gun, it's not a gun anymore. It's just a piece of metal. You know, I'm not gonna have any cavities if I don't have teeth. See, this is what I'm talking about. They would have shut that down. They would have said, Get out of here, Ethan. Get out. Which is what they did. Huh?
We should go back.
No. Are you kidding me?
Why not?
Show my face after 40 years and be like, hey, I got some ideas.
Dude, everyone there is dead now that you knew. It's over.
No.
No, they definitely are. I killed them.
Mr. Craig. What? You killed him?
Oh, yes. I just called them a nice little favor from my Trinidadian friends. And
So that's why they call it blood money.
That was an angel. I just saw an angel rise.
That's better than $6. I'll tell you that right now.
What?
This is my favorite one.
Check. Off the list.
Alright,
Well,
well,
I have a chocolate.
yes!
Mm.
I think it's my favorite Halloween candy like I've ever gotten. Hint, hint.
Oh, you think I didn't know that?
You knew that?
You've been trick-or-treating for 17 years. And how many Godiva chocolates have you gotten?
Well, I made a photo album of every time.
What?
I took a photo with it outside the house so I'd remember to go back the next
in there.
next year, right? We got Mrs. McGillicuddy's house. We got Mrs. Leesky's house. You kidding me? We got Mr. and Mrs. Robbins' house right there.
Okay, they told me they didn't even know what it was.
Lies.
I'm gonna step it up this year.
Yeah?
I'm done with Twix. Snickers.
Oh my god, not the Godiva thing again. It's too expensive. You're gonna have all the kids in the yard all the time.
Godiva.
What is that move? That's never worked on me. It's never worked on anyone. What is that? You shake it like it's a fucking slinky. No one wants that.
Oh, Jesus.
You wanted it 20 years ago.
Wanted the car.
Up to 20 years ago.
Yeah, that's a real nice Mercedes you got there. That looks great too.
How does this look on the Mercedes?
It's really hot.
You can have this and more.
Okay. What kind of gas mileage do you get? I love you, by the way. Wow, I'm so hot right now. So horny.
Yeah, I can tell.
Do you want to do it in the car?
Yeah, I just want to do it.
I wish we weren't second cousins. It'd be so much easier.
Well, we're rednecks, and that's what we do.
Don't say that, please.
Stop it! I met you.
You what?
I knew I loved you the second that you.
When we met at birth?
When we met at birth.
Are you kidding?
So you're visiting me in the old folks' home to tell me about your sick relationships? I don't understand.
Listen, Ma.
What do you want, Samantha?
I want you to give me the deed.
For what? No. Your father's outside for a reason. He's outside. I might open the window just a little.
Oh, no, Ma!
Might open the window. I want to hear what he has to say.
Come on, no, not this again!
He's got the ring, right?
Oh,
You got the ring.
no!
You
Not
got
the ring! Ah! Not the ring!
Okay, you have ring, I give you used Mazda. Come on, let's go. Person lost my hair in the back seat. Looked like a golden retriever.
Holy crap! That's it, guys. So, we're at the end, and we got one more part to do.
I'm sorry. I gotta work on that
We're at the end of our show, and what we like to do at this point is play a little game called Sex with Me. So I'd like to one by one invite everyone to perform, to come up to the stage, and pitch something before we play.
Woo!
Let's start with, oh boy, actually Scott, you're the only one. No, just kidding, there's 3 people. There's 3 people. Let's get it started.
So yeah, plug it
Scott,
in.
yeah, where can we
I would
find
also
you?
be a big fan of going up.
You're in.
yeah.
You're in.
Every time.
All right, Scott, where are you at? Oh, just a second. You're in. No worries.
Wait,
Where do we find you?
you find me coming up. I do a show at the store called the Neapolitan every 3rd Wednesday of the month.
Yeah.
We run it. The next one's gonna be awesome. I'm on it.
Hell yeah.
Come to that and find me on Facebook.
Hell yeah,
You get it.
All right, find out on Facebook. Let's bring the guy who was standing outside of. What is your name? Khalil.
Do you have anything to plug?
Khalil, are you a comedian?
Yes.
Yeah,
Where can we find you coming up?
I'm a stand-up comedian around the U.S. I do a show called, like I said, Redback Comedy every second and fourth Thursday. I do two independent shows in the neighborhood of Pilsen.
Ooh.
I don't know if you guys like fuck with Pilsen. I'm a South
Yeah, we
Side
fuck with
motherfucker.
Pilsen.
Yeah, I'm
We
a
fuck
South
with
Side
everything.
motherfucker. I don't know like if y'all know that shit, but
All
yeah,
right.
just like South Side all day. I have a 5-city and 5-day tour that I'm doing next week. And yeah, man, like fucking like I thought this was gonna like it's gonna be a game.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's fucking play this game. Actually, writing program.
Pre-Teen B.
You guys have
Where can we
anything to
find you guys?
No.
Yeah.
No!
We kind of do stuff whenever. I'm in a team called DeLorean. And
Whoa!
that's right. And we've got a show starting August 28th.
What?
Somewhere around that
Yeah.
time at Corn.
Alright! Okay. Fantastic. Oh,
But also what?
Oh, drop that shit. What did he miss?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Oh,
also nothing.
No, nothing.
All right.
Alright!
Anniversary is.
Can we get a suggestion of just a household,
Or if anything's online, a suggestion
household
online.
object? Oh, a toothpick. Toothpick. All right. You guys know how it goes. Sex with me is like a toothpick, and then you're gonna hear how it is. Let's run it.
Sex with me is like a toothpick. You won't pick it up on the way out of a restaurant.
Sex with me is like a toothpick. It gets stuck between your teeth.
Whoa!
Sex with me is like a toothpick. You're gonna need one after we're done.
Sex with me is like a toothpick. If I'm really determined, I can definitely find it.
Yeah. Sex with me is like a toothpick. You put it in your mouth. It was completely consensual. And I know that the improv community needs that type of shit.
Sex with
That's
me.
true.
Sex with me is like a toothpick. There are a lot of different colors of wood.
Oh.
Sex with me is like a toothpick. It's better if you take the wrapper off.
Sex with me is like a toothpick. It's an outdated mode, but people still use it.
Sex with me is like a toothpick. It usually makes me bleed.
Oh God! Don't make it.
Sorry, I had trouble thinking of one of these because my dick's too big to think about a toothpick.
Can we get
Sex with me is definitely like a toothpick. Because you 100%, you're going to be eating Afro-foul. I was trying to make a fat joke about myself. You're never going to be eaten before you fuck it out.
Okay, sex with me is like a toothpick. It's definitely good after food.
There you go.
Okay, can we get another suggestion of anything at all? Or anything online or whatnot?
Use Mazda.
What was that?
Use Mazda.
Use Mazda.
Sex with me is like a used Mazda because you're gonna find a lot of long hairs in the back, like from a golden retriever.
Sex
That's
with me.
definitely human.
Sex with me is like a used Mazda. You're gonna get about $400 for it.
Sex with me me is like you use Mazda. I'm gonna make you scream, Miata!
Okay, I see where you're going.
Sex with me is like a used Mazda. You can easily find it on Craigslist.
Sex with me is like a used Mazda. You can always find it in Wrigleyville. It's true though.
Word. Sex with me is like a used Mazda. It still runs.
Sex with me is like a used Mazda. Because even if you buy the black one, it's still gonna be like kind of disappointing.
Sex with me is like a used Mazda. The engine's not great, but you love the way it shakes.
Sex with me is like a used, what was it?
Mazda.
Sex with me is like a used Mazda. Someone, a blue collar worker in Ohio is going to work on it for $35 an hour.
Sex with me is like a used Mazda. He swears it never does this, ever.
Hell yeah.
Sex with me is like a used Mazda. I will never make that promise.
Sex with me is like a used Mazda. Girl, it's a used Mazda!
Yeah, one more?
Two more! I love this game.
Let's get one more suggestion.
Sex with me is like a used Mazda. There are two in the world.
A hammer. A hammer.
Nice.
Oh god.
That'd be good.
Oh god.
Sex with me is like a used Mazda. My stepdad's driving it, but I wish it was my car. That was an Oedipus. That was an Oedipus joke.
Sex with me is like a hammer. Yeah, you nailed it.
Yeah, going off that, when sex with me is like a hammer, everything looks like a nail.
Sex with me is like a hammer. I'm William Hung and she bangs.
Sex with me is like a hammer. Don't worry, that's what the back's for.
Sex with me is like a hammer. We're gonna put some holes in your wall.
I feel like that one got way too little response.
Sex with me is like a hammer. You shouldn't choke it too much. Not too much. Just a little bit.
Let's get one more suggestion because we are over and I just like this game, so that's why.
Bouncy ball.
Bouncy.
Bouncy ball.
Oh. Megan, go.
Sex with me is like a bouncy ball. There's a lot of rubber.
Yeah.
Sex with me is like a bouncy ball. Everybody better have a quarter. Sex with me is like a bouncy ball.
They're coming at you. They're coming at you. This is your fault.
There's a lot of bounce.
Sex with me is like a bouncy ball. We're gonna be on the bed, on the wall, on the table, on the floor.
Alright. Sex with me is like a bouncy ball. It's available in most grocery stores.
Sex with me is like a bouncy ball. Every once in a while, it goes where you wanted it to.
Sex with me is like a bouncy ball, not in the face. Please.
Sex with me is like a bouncy ball made in China.
Sex with me is like a bouncy ball. The harder you start, the higher you go.
Oh yeah.
I think I got one.
Yeah.
I think I got one. Sex with me is like going to a toy store with your parents. Because they won't allow you to buy no rubbers.
Yeah. I have to make a photo.